Well, hey mamas, hello. Welcome to another video in our series about verses. Today we are comparing your teen doing nothing over break versus preparing for that next semester. So let me know, has your teen done anything while home from school to really start thinking about next semester, to start taking some steps to make that first day and those first days back easier? I want to know down below with a simple yes or no. I can tell you a lot of the students that I'm personally working with right now, unfortunately, the answer is no. So we are changing that through study skills, getting them to think a different way to make sure that this next semester goes even better than the last one. So if you want your team to be prepared, be sure to stick around as we talk about this. Do also know there's a link in the description for you to schedule a free consultation. I'd love to meet with you, with your teens, before they go back to school, or maybe, as soon as it's convenient, because there are some things that your teen needs to know, some study skills that I can pretty much guarantee your child does not know, that will make school so much easier, so much more fun for you and your child, and hopefully teach some skills that are going to be lifelong skills. Okay? So, you've hopefully shared by now if your teen's preparing or not. I want to start by saying preparing does come down to study skills, but also comes down to your team fixing, kind of filling in any gaps. Okay. Now, I'm Jessyka Coulter, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. I really focus on study skills because, unfortunately, a lot of times when we help your teen, or you bring in a tutor that helps your teen with a certain class, certain project, that fixes the problem that's really small, fixes that class, that semester, that one project, but it doesn't help your teen long term. Okay. But at the same time, if your teen is lost right now in math, or is lost in understanding what that history teacher really wants, or how to write that paper, that's when those content skills become very, very important, just like the study skills. Okay. We don't want to leave your teen confused, because sometimes we got to get your teen caught up on the understanding the content before we can start implementing those study skills and help your teen realize, oh, well, if you knew how to take notes, oh, you were able to keep track of your assignments better, oh, you felt more comfortable asking for help, and we wouldn't get to this point where we're failing, or oh, we wouldn't have gotten to the point where you didn't turn the assignment in just because you didn't know how to turn it in, or you didn't know what the teacher really wanted, so it didn't seem like it was something teacher wanted to see, right? So definitely that's kind of step number one here when we're talking about preparing for the next semester, is we've got to be honest, mamas. You've really got to think about, what is it that your child's struggling with, and we really need your teens to think about, okay, what are some gaps, some links that I'm missing that I want to have in place to make next semester better. Okay. Now there'll be another video in the series tomorrow when we talk about kind of looking kind of retrospectively, thinking about this semester versus next semester. So today I just really want to talk about preparing for the next semester. So once we've got the gaps filled in, do know we got the content, but then we've also got to think about the study skills side of things. Okay, now before we start talking about homework and assignments and learning and how that relates to study skills, I do want to say thanks for watching here on Facebook and on YouTube. If you haven't followed, if you haven't subscribed to the Ace Cookie Tutoring channel or page yet, we'd love to have you as a subscriber or follower, because this is just one video of many, and we're over 800 videos in. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, and they're here to help you and your teens with learning, with school, and with all things study related. So here we are talking about study skills and preparing. So your teen's going to have assignments next semester, right? Like whether they're in class, whether they're things that you've created at home, mom, if you're homeschooling, if you've chosen a curriculum, or it could be something like homework. Okay, your child gets that, has to come home and figure it out. Okay, homework and studying, they're related. Like homework can be studying, but it's really not the same thing. Homework is more practice than anything, and your child needs study skills to do the homework. Okay, so that's part of this preparing thing, is if we know homework assignments have been a problem, Well, if it's not the content that's a problem, it's just really your teen knowing how to learn, how to personalize his or her learning. That's when those study skills become super, super important. And the sooner your teen learns how to learn, sooner your teen knows how to use these study skills, the sooner all homework, all assignments, pretty much anything related to learning is going to be so much easier. Okay. Now, the last kind of thing I want to leave you with here when we're talking about preparing, not only think about study skills, but we want to think about what does your teen already have access to get ready for next semester. And again, this is tied into study skills because your teen is organized. Your teen has time management skills. Your teen really knows how to self-advocate. Your teen has the confidence. All those 12 study skills I teach, then your teen's probably already done these things or is already even thinking about these things and knows, okay, I want to have these 5 pieces of information before the first day of school, or, oh, this first time I see this new teacher, the first time I go to class this semester, this is the information I want to capture. So we want your teen to look at those syllabus or that syllabi, depending on single or plural, for all those classes. Okay, if your child has access to anything already for next semester, if anything's been posted on Canvas, Schoology, Google Classroom, whatever, maybe something was handed out before your children went on winter break, we really want your teens to start looking at that. Okay, we got to figure out what are those big due dates? What are the tests, those projects like? What's the teacher's expectation? Okay, if your child has new teachers this semester, then we're basically starting from scratch. It's like the beginning of the school year. Okay, but if your teen maybe is in a year-long class, or maybe your teen is just kind of like in semester 2, part 2 of a class, hopefully it won't feel as new. But again, depending on how this last semester went, well, maybe your teen kind of needs to start all over and figure out, okay, how can I do this semester better? How can I use maybe some new skills if they're currently working with me, or you decide, hey, this is, the answer. We can start working on them sooner rather than later. We got to use these skills, got to get this information. Okay, so definitely do know the more information that your teen has, the sooner in the semester the possible. Wow, that didn't make a lot of sense. The sooner your teen has the information he needs to really do well this semester, the better it's going to go. Okay, we really want your teen to have these study skills, to fill in those gaps, to understand, but then we also need your teen to have those study skills to then know how to prepare by using all those resources that hopefully teachers have already provided, even if school hasn't started back up, or even so your teen knows, okay, what kind of information do I want to gather? How do I want to gather it as soon as it's physically possible? So I hope your teens choose to prepare this kind of week, this weekend, maybe even next week, depending on when your kids go back. But if you're worried about your teens really wanting to prepare, you're really worried about does your teen have these study skills to make preparing for next semester easier, let alone you want your teens to stay ahead and not get behind on day one and then stay behind, I encourage you to go to that link in the description and schedule a free consultation so we can help your teen get prepared and stay ahead. Thank you so much, mamas. Have a great night. Remember, links in the description, totally free consultation. Would love to meet you and your teens so we can help your teens love to learn through study skills. Bye, mamas.